there's one last thing I forgot to mention. Okay, so when you're putting the chip on, this is what you want to do. So this is, I just made a little diagram. So if this is your IC right here, you want to make sure that the cables come in like this. So they're going from each side. So they're going out, they're flaring out like this and around, right here. So if you're looking at it, and then it comes down to the chip, and then from the chip down, and you can see that they come from like this. So you want to make sure they're like this. And remember, they cannot touch any other connection. You just got to be very careful of that. Make sure you do a very good thorough check before you actually power it up, because once you power it up, it's over. But before you power it up, you have all the chances in the world to make sure everything is correct. So just remember, just like that, make sure they're flaring out like that. And you can move it around. You'll have a lot of leeway. You can do a lot, but just remember, what you're looking for is once you power it up, this thing's going to turn orange, and then it's going to flip to green. And once it goes green, you'll be good. And then if any of these lights are on over here, just make sure that these guys are taped up. And that should take care of that. Like I said, any questions, give me a call or text me, email me at info@123cheaptoner.com. Thank you. Hopefully this really helped you guys out. Alright, so I'm just going to put on I thought you should watch me do this because I don't want to skip any steps and have anybody come back at me. So I'm just doing it right now. So the black, yellow, and blue have been put on. So I'm just working on the two right here, which are the white and red. So just like this, make sure you work with your hand. I've just positioned myself a little better so that I can use this with my strong hand. So you just put this in position. Okay, that's the white. Red's just going to give me a little bit of a problem here. What do? Just have some patience, and you do it again. Just focus. Oh, that's definitely on there. See, sometimes these things can be a little bit of a pain because if they flare, so make sure that they're twisted, and then they're on, because you don't want any of these wires, they have to touch exactly that one solder point. Okay, so there you go. All the cables are on there now. So now what we want to do is we come down and we put the last two on. So yellow is B, which is top for me right here. So you come in, you focus. You just make sure that you're on the one connection. That's it. There's a lot of things going on here, so you just make sure you have a small like the cable small. And just make sure you're on that one unit. And that's it. See, and I've done this a few times, and still takes me a little bit of time to do this. Okay, that's one. Just make sure, it's actually quite easy. Just make sure your cable is nice and tinned up. Just like that, I just did that. You just put it in the spot, and then you just tack it in there. Just make sure that your cable is small, and it doesn't touch anything else besides that one. Bam, I did those two. So in a little over 15 minutes, I was able to put this chip in now. And you just make sure it's in nice, perfect, and then you can put this sticker on, and you're good to go. And then after that, you can go ahead and put your printer back together again, and it's just the reverse of what we just did. So we'll start with, but you're gonna have the sticker. My sticker is broken on this, but you want to stick it right there. But I'm just gonna leave it, and you put this printer back together again. You put this guy in. You can put the switch on the opposite side, see, so it actually slides right in. And then, boom, it's done. And you make sure that your front panel is put in correctly. Gently lift it up again and put it into the right spot, just like that. Gently turn it over. Gently close it up. Well, not yet. You still have to put the top back on. Put the top on, and then the screws, and then we do the test. And you should get a test page. So I'm just going to go put this guy over there, and I'll come back to you in a couple seconds when I have actually put this together. I'm going to test it first before I put all the screws back on again. Otherwise, you'd have to just unscrew it and make sure everything works. I'll be back in 2 seconds.